This MLB strategy has made me well over $50,000. Now I'm about to share it with you. So let's jump right into it. First thing, the type of play that it's going to be. This is going to be a player prop, and it's going to focus on the pitcher. All right. And within the pitcher, we are going to be looking at the earned runs. All right. So before we get into any deeper in here, let's explain what earned runs are. Earned runs are when a pitcher, let's say example, he pitches to a hitter, the hitter hits a single, that guy gets on base. All right. If that guy comes around and scores, that's an earned run. Now, let's say the batter throws a pitch to a hitter. Next thing you know, he hits it, but player was supposed to be out, but he overthrows first base or something like that, and it's an error. That, if he comes around and scores, is an unearned run. So that doesn't count towards the prop that we're talking about. Sometimes there'll be earned runs and unearned runs, and you got to know the difference between both because you'll think you lost a bet when you actually didn't. All right, so important there to know exactly what earned runs are from a pitcher. Now let's talk about the bet, the actual bet itself. You're going to be focusing on the under 2.5 earned runs. All right, sometimes you'll see under 1.5, but we're not focusing on that. All right, you're only looking for 2.5. That is going to be your base number that you're looking at when you're looking for this bet. Now let's talk about what we're looking for in this bet from the pitcher. All right, so what you're looking for is you're looking for a pitcher that is going to be owned on all daily fantasy site lineups. All right, what that means is FanDuel, DraftKings. When you can go and do DFS, which is daily fantasy sports, you make a lineup that goes up against other people's lineups. Now, a pitcher that is highly owned across the whole entire slate for those lineups is likely to be a pitcher that is going to come and is going to pitch lights out. All right. Reason why is because everybody wouldn't have him in their lineups if they didn't think, or there weren't statistics behind it, that this pitcher was going to come out and he was going to pitch a gem. So what you're going to do is you're going to find that information out. All right. You're going to find which pitcher is highly owned amongst all the daily fantasy sports websites that have those players in their lineups. All right, once you do that, you are going to write that pitcher down, and then we're going to dive into the next step. Now, once you have that pitcher written down, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go and look at that pitcher's stats for the season. All right, now if it's the beginning of the season, then you kind of have to go to the year prior, as long as they were on the same team. All right, you have to look at the year prior. But if you went through at least, I'd say for a pitcher, anywhere between 10 to 15 games, then you can look at the season that they are playing in. So you're going to look at their stats, and what you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to write down how many games did they go under 2.5 earned runs. All right, so pretty much they couldn't have given up 3 or more. All right, you're going to go through and you're going to write down how many games they did that. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to their overall games and see how many games they've pitched. All right, so let's say for example that 10 out of the 15 games the pitcher that you're looking at has went under 2.5 earned runs. You're going to have that written down. All right, once you have that written down, you're going to find the percentage, the exact percentage of what that would be. So for example, 10 out of 15 is 66.7%. All right, so you'd have that written down. Once you have that percentage written down, now you have your probability written down, all right, of that pitcher going under 2.5 earned runs. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your sports book and you're going to find exactly what the odds are. All right, so let's say for example the under 2.5 earned runs for the pitcher that you're looking at is minus 150. Well, minus 150 right off the bat is a 60% chance that that play is going to win based on what the sportsbook's odds are that they are giving you. Now I have a PDF for these odds, and if you guys want it, make sure you guys go down and click the link in the description so that way you can get it, and it makes it a whole lot easier so that way you don't have to go and struggle try to find these percentages. Now, again, you're going to compare what the percentages that the sportsbook gave you with the odds compared to the probability is that of what you looked at. All right, so right now we're looking at a 66.7% probability that that pitcher is going to go under 2.5 earned runs, and the sportsbook has it at, like I said, minus 150, which is giving you a 60% overall rate of what the sportsbook thinks the probability is going to be on that play. You have an edge there of almost 7%, all right, of probability compared to what the sportsbook's odds are that they are giving you. So now that we've found the true value percentage and we have an actual edge in it, that would be a play that we are going to make. Now again, guys, if you want to fast forward through this and you just want me to give you guys all the answers to everything, so that way you don't have to go through this and try to figure it out yourself, all you got to do is go down below and click the link in the description. Now that we got our pitcher, we have our percentages, we have our edge for this play, we're going to go to the sports book. All right, we're going to go to our sports book and see what the line is for the 2.5, and make sure you find a 2.5 line, because here is one thing I do want to bring up. Sometimes when you find these pitchers, because most likely they're going to be ace pitchers, all right, when you find these pitchers, sometimes it will say 1.5, so you cannot bet that. All right, you cannot bet minus or under 1.5. You cannot do that. All right, remember that. This is very key and it's very important. All right, unless you do the probability of under 1.5, but you will rarely ever find an edge for under 1.5 earned runs. So you always want to look for under 2.5 earned runs. Now, there is a somewhat glitch for ESPN Bet, for people that have ESPN Bet. All right, when all other sports books have a pitcher under 1.5, ESPN Bet will have that pitcher under 2.5. All right, it happens all the time. Yes, the odds will be a little bit higher, but they do have it at that sports book. So if you have access to ESPN Bet, you can really exploit the under 2.5 earned runs when everybody else is forced to pretty much pass on the bet because they don't have access to it. So make sure you guys have that sports book and you have access to it, because then you can actually have a very, very high advantage on certain plays that others can't. So once again, let's go through the steps on how you're going to find this pitcher prop. All right, first off, it's going under 2.5 earned runs player prop for a pitcher. You're going to go and look and find the pitcher that is in majority of the lineups across the daily fantasy sports, all right, which is FanDuel and DraftKings. Once you find that out, what you're going to do next is you're going to find the edge/probability by going through and writing down how many times that player has went under 2.5 earned runs in the games that they have played in, whether it be for the season that you're looking at or the prior season if the MLB season has just started. Next, you're going to go to your sportsbook and you're going to find the odds for that player under 2.5 earned runs. You're going to take that and you're going to compare the probability percentage compared to what the odds percentage is going to be. Once you have compared those two, if you have a higher probability than what the sportsbook is giving you, then you have your edge, then you have the green light to go ahead and bet that player prop under 2.5 earned runs. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.